I believe you can all hear us now. I'm very confident that you can hear us now.
Definitely.
So, welcome to Heavyweight Gaming. It is Tuesday. We are playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th Ed, 5e, whatever you want to call it. And our campaign, Fables Among Titans. Session 7. 7 weeks, baby. 7 weeks.
How are we still alive?
Nobody knows, because you missed a week. That week, you'd have all died. They'd have all died if them two hadn't saved your lives. See, Griff doing his thing. That's how he knows what's going on. So, welcome to the channel. If you are a regular, welcome back and thank you for watching us. If you are new or about to be new, or you're watching on VOD, YouTube, etc., thanks very much. I hope you have as much fun as we do. So I'm going to go through the good old social media stuff. If you look at the bottom of the stream, you can see Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and Instagram. You can go find what we're doing, getting up to, who we're hanging out with, who we recommend, who likes us, who we like, etc. We have a bit of a laugh on social media, so come join us. If you wish to support us in any way financially, you can either subscribe on Twitch, which if you do, thank you. You can use your Amazon Twitch. I'm looking at my fan because I've moved my camera to in front of me. So I'm totally on this. Good evening, Ruffworx. So you can go to your Amazon Prime and you can use a free Twitch subscription that you just get by being a Prime user. Feel free to throw that at us. If you want to go to our Patreon page and pick a tier, you can throw a couple of dollars, pounds, whichever you prefer. And we'll just pump it back into the stream for things like artwork and hardware and poor Robert's time. But yes, so if you do, thank you very much. If you don't, you should. Just saying. That's it. And if you do, you'll get a wonderful magazine called Arcane Script, which is full of 5th edition compatible stuff, all about the lore and the lands of the world that we run our games in, called Colossus, which we'll get to shortly. Our sponsors for the evening. You can see the Arcane Script logo on the stream. It's very beautiful. We have Sawdust Swearwords, who have been doing a giveaway the last couple of weeks on our Saturday stream, so thank you very much for that. They're doing another one this Saturday, so tune in and watch this Saturday. We'll be playing Pathfinder 2nd Ed. Sawdust Swearwords do lots of wonderful wood turning and such. Go to Facebook, look up Sawdust Swearwords, you will see what they do. We have Ruffworx Creative, which are woodworkers and leatherworkers. Very different aesthetic to Sawdust Swearwords, but again, go to Facebook, look up Ruffworx Creative, and you should see some beautiful woodworking, leatherworking examples of craft. We also have Ashana. I'm going with Ashana. She currently streams on most of the days we do, which is unfortunate. However, she does stream late night for us English folk, but she is a very, very talented glass worker. And we're looking forward to where she goes with her, well, where she goes with it. She's just started streaming it, and she's getting quite a big following, and I cannot wait to see millions of people see her glasswork. We have an unofficial, might as well be, Bardic Inspiration. You will see their link pop up in the chat as you go through. They can't sponsor us, for they are the show.
It would be a little bit nepotistic, yeah.
A little bit.
However, if you wish nice tabletop gizmos and gadgets, they do lots of really cool dice and candles and bags, etc. Go to bardicinspiration.co.uk. Yep, there we go. Totally got this. And you'll see the link pop up in the chat anyway. Just go check them out and see if you like any of their things. I believe that is all for the wonderful sponsors. Oh, coming a week on Wednesday, so the 17th, the lovely Jade, give us a wave, Jade. Well, she'll hopefully do it with a bit more gusto next Wednesday.
Oh!
She'll be the storyteller for a short story collection of scenes for Vampire the Masquerade version 5. And she'll be taking a bunch of brand new players through the beginnings of how to play Vampire the Masquerade. So it'll be
It's gonna be a dumpster fire.
It will be a very different style of game to what you've seen us do thus far. But looking forward to that, and come and join me in chat next Wednesday so we can heckle them from the sidelines.
Oh, goody. I'm so glad. Thank you so much.
AJ's bait. Oh no.
AJ's just going to be sending sly messages just like, just throw this up. Just throw this up. Just, no.
What did I do? Yes, I would.
yes.
Luke and I are going to be like, where are our D10s? What
You
should we
be
do?
my
Oh God.
storyteller. I will not inflict the same pain.
So for this evening we have AJ playing Daelthin the Bladesinger, the elf from Vale. We have Kate playing Griff the Paladin from Truk-Ruani. We have Luke playing Kesfion from the lands of Sarut. We have Zandria playing Jade, or the other way, it's entirely up to you. The Warlock from the lands of Sarut as well. And we have Mel playing Ari, the Swashbuckler, a native of Ravenholm, and a manhole. So, and I am your dungeon master. If you don't know me already, you shouldn't be on the channel. So, a recap for the last couple of sessions for the Spanish accent, not French. You have been working for Captain Berrymond, the Manitor, so everybody loves a Manitor, and he asked you to look into the fire that got started, and Mr. Daelthin offered his honour to find out what had happened. Turns out there was a big noble bash going on in the city of Ebendorf, where you all currently are, and the nobles from foreign lands, far and wide, have been essentially asked to remain in the city until the discovery of who started the fire and the possible dragon that attacked the ball a few nights ago. You are aware that Lady Akiku, one of the nobles from the Vey dynasty, has allegedly stolen a priceless artifact and gone to the winds. Her bodyguard Samo was discovered by yourselves, hiding in the alleyways, staying out of sight, bleeding quite badly on death's door, until Griff swooped in like the paladin of the Thunderbird he is. And you managed to drunkenly carry Samo back to the Black Dog Tavern, into Ari's room, and sort out a little bit of a, this is how we're going to rest tonight. Zandria stayed with Samo. Kess, Griff and Daelthin and Ari are now all in the bar, correct?
Yeah, we moved Samo to Zandria's room.
Yep, and Zandria remained with Samo. You lot entered the bar and discovered the delightful Gabriel, who you met last week, who is a dark elf from the lands of the beneath, that are essentially the subterranean levels of the world. He's a lovely chap. You got on really well. Pretty much best friends all around. And then and then you went about your business. As you went for a pint to take away the evening, Gabriel was in there having a good old laugh, dance, joke, sing-song with the halflings and the orcs and the humans from lands far away, and gnomes and such. Daelthin had a lovely word with him at the bar, and it's not far off it. Well, oh no, there we go. Ah yeah, that's fine, you're okay. And I believe that's where you were, all still in the bar.
That was a scary and slightly ominous way to
Yeah.
leave that off.
I remembered.
Dungeon Master.
I remembered a bullet point. It's not yet come about. So.
Oh, bloody
Fireball hits the tavern. 3, 2, 1, great.
Today we'll be rolling our new characters live on stream.
So, Zandria, you are currently in the room with Samuel. He is gently snoozing. Every now and then there's a bit of a groan of pain as he turns and moves. You obviously know that Griff's used divine healing, so he's not going to die, but the levels of exhaustion upon his poor body, it doesn't seem surprising to you. Do you do anything while you're in the room, or are you just chilling out waiting for X, Y, Z to happen?
Yeah, I'm mostly chilling. Whilst I'm sat in the room, though, I am doing a bit of an upkeep on my daggers and my bow.
Cool.
So just generally
As
cleaning
you
them.
are doing your weapon maintenance, give me a Constitution save.
I have fear, oh no, I'm right to have fear. That's 4.
The fear is strong in this one.
The fear is strong. You've let me down, Rose. You've let me down.
So as you are out, as everyone else is out, and you are in the room with Samo. Samo is asleep. You feel a bit of a tickle at the back of your throat. You get a small cup of water. You have a drink. then it develops into a cough, and you're very aware of this happening before. You usually just control yourself for a little bit and cough it out, and then it goes away. You haven't exerted yourself, so you're pretty sure you can control it. But then it starts coming on a bit more and a bit more, and you are hacking and almost bent over as you are coughing raw your throat. And you grab hold of the side of the bed to try, and it seems that the cough is more violent than it has been in recent months. You don't know if it was because of the fighting on the way in or what, but it's just kind of crept up on you, and you hit the deck and pass out as the coughing takes over. And you're just gasping for air, but you're coughing so much you can't intake enough air, and you essentially knock yourself out from coughing. Yes.
On your own.
It'll be fine, brother. You go down to the bar, brother. It's all good.
It's fine. It's
In the bar?
fine.
In the bar, dear brother Kesfion walks into the bar. Gabriel's in there, your pals are in there, and lots of other foreign dignitaries are in there. Who would like to do what? Griff and Ari, you are dancing, I believe.
Yeah, doing a good
With
job.
like 28s and 32s or something like that.
Not 20. Dad dancing to the stars.
So what are you doing, kids? What are you doing? You essentially got the evening to drink away and sleep, but Gabriel's in there. If you wish to prod, feel free. If not, you'll enjoy the evening.
There ain't no
So
prodding
you
happening on
believe.
this part.
No
He
problem.
can
Harry's
prod himself to a different
definitely-
corner of the bar.
Yeah. We'll stick with Griff then in that case, because Ari feels exactly the same way.
Griff's just probably going to keep dancing from now.
Okay.
Friendship, dancing, it's all fine. There's nothing happening.
Just dance out your feelings. Just dance out your feelings. I think Kess will kind of head up to the bar and try and work out what looks like the most cheap and cheerful thing on the menu above water, and then kind of take his drink over. And Delphin's near, but not too near to Gabriel, isn't he?
Yeah, Delphin, yeah, they were pretty close. Words were passed, and then Gabriel went back to his game with the halflings.
Okay. Then Kess will kind of come up and kind of hover near Delphin.
Yes.
Kind of like raise whatever it is. Aha. And kind of nod and just kind of like look around, and then just kind of catch like these other two just like going at it. This bird just throwing shapes in the middle of the floor.
They've got some energy, don't they?
I don't know where they find it after.
Makes two of us. Shall we get a table rather than hanging near the bar? I'll just slide a glance at Gabriel's way.
We'll kind of like take in Gabriel and just be like, I think there's one like really
In the
far.
court far, yeah, let's do that one.
You sit down in the corner.
How was Samo when you left him?
About as can be as expected. So he's sleeping it off now, and hopefully Xandria doesn't manage to wind him up too much.
He's a disciplined man. I don't think he's capable of being wound up too much. You will notice a slight, mild bitterness in my voice for some reason.
I think Kess will just kind of take a long drink and then just kind of like snores it. But you've met my sister, right?
You raise a fair point. Yeah, you might want to go check on him at some point. You give him about 10 or so minutes and then head back up there. God knows what could happen.
He gives kind of a little chuckle. Any idea how we're going to get him back out of here?
Not till he's got the ability to move under his own power. He's got that cool I can go most places through things trick you told me he could do. It's about the only way I can think of it. If he gets on the boat, he will at least have more time to rest and recuperate, because there are already Vey elves on the boat. He's not going to look suspicious if he's on there.
Yeah.
If he's wandering around here, he's just going to get himself caught and probably killed. How you doing? You look lost.
This wasn't what we came here for. This isn't really my. And he just kind of like roughly gestures at like all of it. It's not what we thought we were going to be doing when we got on the boat. That's for sure.
Boat was some time ago now. All those lovely purple worms. Simple life.
Who knew it could get worse than purple worms? Yeah.
So
he just kind of like 100-yard stairs out into kind of what is now the dance floor.
Tsunami, huh?
Oh, so we're doing this then?
Well, there's no one else here. I think now's the best time.
All hear a massive cheer as Griff and Ari sort of do a spinning, and Ari swings Griff under his legs, and Griff goes fully under, does a little flip onto his feet. You may carry on.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of a better time now. There's everyone just seemingly distracted.
Your guess is kind of as good as mine at this point.
Fair enough.
Been told that I've had links to some of the water tribes, but seems a little bit of a push to kind of base Tsunami in it. Kind of hoping yours is a little bit of a stretch as well, not gonna lie. Demon Warrior, was it?
The clans of Vey have a reputation for fighting devils and demons. The majority of them are trained in the ways of killing such fiends. So I'm kind of hoping that's what it is, more than anything else. It's
the better of the two options.
Yeah. And if someone says that particularly out loud, one gets you hunting down every bargain basement demon or devil, because somebody's always got a problem somewhere. And two, as you might be able to tell, I don't particularly want announcing out around here.
Yeah, they don't seem to be big on a lot of stuff.
This sort of like gesture to the sort of like almost kimono gi with weird sort of reddish and pink. This around here seems to be more of a bad thing than a good thing. So less attention on me, less attention on everyone, really. I wonder what the others got.
I didn't hear, to be honest, and I don't think Xandria got close enough. And to be honest, with the crowd that they're pulling, I don't think we're going to get anywhere near them anytime soon.
There is quite a crowd, and there's people like circling Griff and Ari now, and you see Gabriel in the circle clapping away, and they're all clapping in time and stamping their feet, just encouraging Griff and Ari to dance more.
It's a good thing we're not trying to keep, a low profile.
No.
There's a massive neon light above Griff and Ari.
Still, it's a good enough distraction to keep us in the quiet. So we can have a bit
by
of
all
fun.
means,
Yeah.
if they want to take that spotlight, I am a-okay with them keeping it over there. And if they decide to come over here, I'm probably gonna.
Yeah, no, entirely fair.
I'm probably gonna boost, especially if they're bringing Gabriel over here.
Oh, he's lovely. He's completely charming.
Like he just kind of like looks at you for a second, being like.
Guy gives me the creeps, like 100%. I've seen things and stuff, and the back of my neck.
I've seen things, man. I've seen things.
I've seen things and stuff, and he is things and stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely a piece of work. I don't think it's the last we'll be seeing of him for some reason.
We can but hope, though.
Yeah, but blind hope is blind.
Yeah. I've seen more trustworthy people selling things off the back of the carts to tourists.
Yeah, he's don't know if he's guilty though. He's definitely got his fingers in some pie, but
he's not necessarily guilty of this.
He's guilty of something, definitely. Just I think we're gonna need to go a bit further and check a bit wider. Probably should do with a sit down at some point with everybody when our two stars are finished and the rest of it.
Would you say we've been down here like a wee?
Yeah, you've been down
just
here
like
a while.
throwing shapes down in the water.
I mean, I'm just leaving you lot to go. Xandria, while you are out cold, you can feel yourself on the brink of coming back to consciousness. And you can taste the usual taste of decay, and decay's a bit strong, but that you can taste that you've had one of your fits. There's blood in your mouth. It's not as clean-blooded as normal. You're very aware that you've had one of your attacks, but you are not quite awake. You are trying to open your eyes, and it's if you're trying to look through water. Where it's just clouded and there's no sharpness to the shapes or anything, but you do recognise the oasis of Malika and the path you walked when you first met her. But as you're not really walking it, more remembering the walk, so you're kind of off to the side. But you can see a tar-like substance at the edges, and it is creeping in to the oasis. Malika seems blissfully unaware. The folk of the oasis, Morphe, like yourself and others, wandering around in the small glades within the oasis, are blissfully unaware that anything's on the edge. You try to scream out, there's no sound. You try to move, you can't move. Even though you are stood up in this moment, vision, dream, whatever it is, you're still blissfully. You're still very aware that you are laid down on the floor in that room in the Black Dog. You can't reach out. You just see that sticky tar substance at every edge of the oasis. Nowhere near the centre, and the oasis is massive, forest size. And you kind of come round in a bit of you don't know how long you've been out. Not really know what's going on, fully aware that what you've seen is obviously not in front of you, and you just hear Samo as he rolls over again, and there is blood on the floor where you've been coughing.
I just kind of like slowly sit myself up, look at the blood on the floor, and then slowly lift myself up and go and sit on a chair and go about the job that I was actually trying to do before I passed out.
Cool. You take a level of exhaustion.
Cool.
And
Cheers,
it is,
thanks.
yeah, cool. So yes, you go about just resting there, cleaning your weapons. You feel that it has drained you as per the norm, and you just go through the methods. The rest of the year, you're still dancing away. You do have the evening, so you can either just piss it up away, dance, go back to your rooms, etc. Let me know if you wish to do anything else, otherwise I will fast forward. Griff and Harry, what are you doing whilst dancing?
I mean, I don't know if we're doing much else whilst dancing, unless you want to.
Drinking.
Yeah, drinking. No, it's probably going to come a time where, like, you know, we're going to, at least Griff is going to stop dancing because, you know.
Knackered.
Yeah. It's probably near enough around the time when Gabriel starts getting involved in the dancing stuff. If he's noticed him, he'll probably stay on the dance floor until, like, the end of that song and then be like, cool, thanks, everyone.
Cool. So Gabriel wasn't, like, people stopped dancing and circled you and you were just in the crowd. So as that song finishes, you do indeed leave the dance floor. Harry, do you follow?
Yeah, if you notice Gabriel, it's not going to be anywhere near to that
Cool.
dude.
Griff and Harry, you potter off. The crowd sort of, no more! And you can hear Gabriel's soft voice, yeah, give them more! And you two obviously don't. And then look at Griff, no, I couldn't. But yeah, and they go about. They have a drink and a laugh, and they go back about their business in the bar area. Griff and Harry, you can see Dalefin and Kesvion.
It's gravy time.
Not far off. Thank you for the host, Island of Rob, the Viking. Yeah, you're in the tavern. If you're not doing anything, tell me now, or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, it'd probably just be a case of get a drink and go and sit down with Delphin and Caspian.
Cool. Do you wish to hold conversation, or do you wish to return to your bedrooms?
I think when he sees the two of them heading over, Kess is going to just, like, neck whatever is left and just be like, kind of like salute Delphin with the empty receptacle, just be like, and just scoot out.
Cool.
Time for bed.
So where were you all staying in your rooms wise? Were you all staying in your normal rooms, but the only difference was Samo was in Xandria's, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So, you've enjoyed the evening as much as you can with a untrustworthy dark elf, or one that you distrust. Within the tavern, orcs, halflings, etc., you've had a great time. Griff and Ari, you actually made 7 silver pieces, as while you were dancing, coins were thrown your way. Griff, you might have ignored them, but Ari definitely picked them up.
Yeah, they would have been ignored by Griff.
So you return to your rooms. They're lovely rooms. As described before, there is a fake hearth in the thingy with an illusion of fire going in them, so there's no actual heat coming off of it. It's just that nice sound crackling effect for the guests. You all go to bed to sleep.
Harry's going to put his rapier under the bed.
Under the
because
bed?
he doesn't quite trust, because Gabriel knows where he stays. He doesn't quite trust that Gabriel's not going to come in the night. So it's going to be within easy reach.
Cool. Delphin, what are you doing?
I'm going to get whatever loose pieces of furniture in the room.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to barricade the door. It's a
Okay.
usual practice that happens whenever I'm stopping in a tavern for a few reasons. But before I actually go to bed and sleep, which is going to be particularly unrestful, I am going to identify this sword.
Okay. I was waiting for that, actually. For the viewers at home, Dalefin, Samo gave Dalefin his sword and said, regain your honour. Dalefin decided to unsheath the sword for but a moment and realised he was in perfect zen. Not liking perfect zen, he put the sword back in the sheath. We'll get round to your identifier. Griff, what are you doing?
I think kind of similarly to Ari, he's going to have his shield propped up against his bed, but like any sword or anything is probably going to be put away as normal.
Okay.
But it's mainly just, you know, having the shield ready, kind of maybe pointed towards the door just in case. But yeah, not much else. There's the chance he might go and like nose in on Samu and Xandria because, you know, want to check that he's actually getting better and not getting worse.
You say there's a chance. Do you or do you not?
Yeah, he'd be kept up if he didn't. He's gonna go
Cool.
check.
So we'll get to your check in a minute. Kess, what are you doing?
Kess will be checking in on Xandria to let her know that that's them kind of heading back up.
Cool. You open the door and you see Xandria across the way. You will be the first person to check on Xandria. So you walk in, Samo is asleep, and dear Xandria is sharpening her daggers with her teeth.
Or sharpening her teeth with her daggers, or her daggers with her teeth. Has he noticed the pool of... Or
give me a perception check.
Bloodstain. He's so good with those.
Does he see everything?
He sees, I think, enough. That's a 13.
Yeah, you notice a small patch of blood on the floor with little dark speckles in it.
He'll kind of close the door quietly behind, kind of notice that and kind of look across to Xandria. Have you been okay?
Yes. Well, I had a attack, but nothing that we can't deal with.
Worse than normal, or?
A little bit. But I'm not concerned.
Allow me to be concerned for both of us.
I was expecting you to be concerned. But I knew if I knew that if I didn't tell you, you'd just find out anyway and berate me for it later.
I mean, you didn't particularly try and hide it, and you'll just kind of like gesture towards like.
I mean, for all you know, that could have been somebody else's blood.
Who wasn't here when I left a couple hours ago.
A lot could happen in a couple of hours, brother.
He's just gonna like sigh really, really deep. Are you staying in here? Or are you coming next door?
No, I better stay just to be on the safe side.
Knock the wall if you need anything.
I will.
And you'll head back through.
Cool. Ari, what are you doing?
Going to bed,
Cool.
but with the sword under the bed.
Ah, yes. Rapier's under the bed. So, Griff, a little bit of time passes, you sort your bed out, and then realise, nah, it's not happening. I need to go check. You go down the hall and you find Xandria's room.
Mm-hmm.
Do you walk in?
No, to if there was anyone watching, you'd see a bird in front of a door, kind of nervous too, but then he would like quietly knock. He's not just going to walk in.
There's a quiet knock, Xandria.
Xandria just gets up, goes towards the door.
Red is an eldritch blast.
One dagger behind her back. And then opens the door and goes, oh. Hello, Griff. And then just kind of like brings the dagger out, swings it in her fingers, and just puts it back in her little side sheath. What do I owe the pleasure? I'm going to assume...
Gonna like be kind of edging around to kind of
that's
try to
That's wonderful. And I just go back to my seat and sit back down.
Gonna go check on Samu. I am gonna ask, can I perception, has the blood been cleaned up?
I need a perception. Neither of them two said the answer, no. Give me a perception and a medicine. Perception for the blood, medicine for Sama.
As expected, perception is like 7, so... And medicine is 8. Go away.
Well, that dice has been forever binned. So for your perception, there's no glaringly obvious about the room. Some of the floor might be a different shade, but not that you get. And Samo looks just as bad as he did when you left him. He doesn't look like he's got any better. But that wasn't necessarily a bad thing last time you checked him.
Yeah.
He'd been healed and you knew that rest was what he needed.
Yeah, it's just double checking. It's a nervous thing. After he's done checking, he's gonna like turn to Xandria and kind of thumbs up at her. You okay?
I'm fine, Griff.
And then he's gonna go.
Griff returns. You just go back to bed to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Delphin,
Yes.
are you ritual identifying or just casting identify?
I never have it properly memorized. It's mostly always ritual because I never have the time. It's sort of spellbook open, studying from bits, doing it as an actual ritual rather than having it from a slot.
Cool. So, your identify ritual, as you're going through it, and you draw out the chalk and the symbols and repeat the arcane words as needed to identify, there are a couple of things that you discover that are, one of them is incredibly new to you and you didn't even know if it was possible. The first thing that comes to your knowledge is if identify is cast upon the sword, as in cast upon the sword instead of ritually applied, the sword would have countered it.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
Saucy.
It also allows the wielder all of this, apart from the counter of the identify, is an attunement. The blade must be attuned. You are aware that it is currently attuned to Samo. But once per day, or when you rest for a long time, interpret it how you so wish, you can armour yourself with the earth itself, which means you will encase yourself in rock, earth, stone-like materials of an arcane nature that is as strong and protective as plate armour. It will last for 1 minute, and that is once per long rest.
Okay.
Other than it being a katana, so it would be a 1d10 slashing.
Yep.
Just so you know.
Okay.
On a successful strike, it will do an extra d6 force damage. On a crit, it will do 2d10 force damage.
2d10.
That is a nice sword. Does Samuel get any other?
Do we have a sword copy?
About?
Okay. Just for mechanics and writing it down, there are no pluses to the weapon at all.
No, it is magical for all those resistance and stuff, but there is no plus to attack or damage. You've got enough.
No, I'm down with that. It's just
Can I have a plus one to it as well? It explodes in your hands.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
The catch, it comes with tranquility.
Whilst you are attuned,
Mm-hmm.
so the Zen, when you unsheath it to identify it and you get that Zen feeling, whilst you are attuned to it, the Zen feeling will be permanently upon you whilst attuned.
Right.
So you work that out to mean that whilst you are attuned to this weapon, your current mindset will be clear.
Okay.
You are very
Does
aware of
that, with my identify, does that interfere at all with perception?
No.
Okay. I'll look at the sword a little less worried now. The thing going through my brain is that sudden moment of Zen equals I'm not paying attention to the room. I'll close it off for a bit. I'll put it down at the side of me. I'm not going to, obviously I can't attune to it yet, but until I know for certain this isn't just me looking after it, I'm not going to try attune into it either.
Okay.
And then I will get to bed and get some sleep.
Cool. So you all go to sleep, unless you're going to get up in the middle of the night and rob somebody. The night.
That was very specific.
Just throwing it out there. AJ, the sword is called a Chikyu. Chikyu.
For a master fillet, I'll just sort of put in my head, look up that sword.
Cool.
Not for now, just
Yeah, you write whatever notes you want in your head.
I'm briefing you that at some point I'm going to history check this thing and I need some novels worth.
Yeah.
So, the night passes. You sleep pretty well. There's nothing out of the ordinary of your normal sleeps that you've had previously in your lives. There are no attacks in the night. It is a lovely, lovely night's rest. Harry, you're used to this. The Black Dog Tavern has a great reputation for a great night's rest. Great night rest? Yeah. Xandria, you sleep well. There's no replays of the last moment when you had your brief attack, and you sleep pretty well. Samo sleeps soundly and quietly, to the point where in the morning your level of exhaustion is gone. You've all had a long rest. Samo is the one thing that is pretty strange to you, Xandria, is when you wake, Samo's already awake, eating food that has been brought to him by some sort of morning breakfast service. He looks across to you. I tried to wake you, but you wouldn't stir.
That's odd. I normally wake quite easily. Perhaps I was more tired than I thought I was.
Would you care for some water? And he just gestures to the jugs and cups on the side.
Thank you. I'll pour myself a glass of water.
He looks quite a lot fresher than he did yesterday.
So it looks like a good long rest has done its job.
I still feel weakened, but definitely a lot better than I did yesterday. I can move
You think
at least.
you'll be able to... That's what I was going to ask. Are you able to move? If you're able to move, that means we can move you elsewhere, perhaps somewhere safer.
I can walk, hold myself up. I managed to walk around the room a few times. I wasn't as spry as I was a few days ago, but the rest has done me good. This place is comforting, very comforting.
I'd almost say too comforting.
It is an illusion of hospitality. We have places like them in Vay. If it works, it works. I thank you again. Maybe yesterday I can't remember as much of the conversations as I might have had, but I do remember your face, and thank you.
I did nothing. It was all down to Griff.
Is
You have
Griff
him to thank.
I want to say
The bird.
Tengu, yes. I don't know.
Griff. Griff is the Kenku.
Kenku.
It was.
We have different names for them in Vay.
I'm seeing that there's a lot of different names for things in your world.
Do you not have different names from Surut? You are clearly of the desert folk.
A few, but not as many as I'm sensing from your lands.
I've not travelled that far. Are your friends coming here? Are we joining them? Do you have a brother?
Yes,
He's rubbing his head and looking a bit. Oh.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I thought so. The memories are just piecing together.
Well, you were rather exhausted, so I am not surprised that your memory is short.
He sort of pulls up his tunic and that, and he's checking his wound, and you can see the horrific scar where it had gone in. But obviously the divine healing sealed the wound. But it's strange, it's like it's still there, but I am aware that Those of a divine nature can heal. Are we off downstairs? Are they? Did I just ask that? I do apologise.
You did just ask that, yes. If you want to stay here for a moment, I will go and see to the others.
Okay, I'll just eat a bit more. These dried fruits are delicious. And he carries on, just helping himself to a nice healthy breakfast.
So I'm gonna open the door,
Cool.
leave the room, go next door to Kess, and kind of just, I'm not even gonna knock, I'm just gonna open the door.
About 3 doors down, as you
Yep.
walk out of your room, you stand in front of Kess, and before you open the door, you just see Gabriel step out of a room, stretching, looks across.
And I just open the door and I just walk in and shut the door behind me.
No.
That's fine.
Not even acknowledging that he's there, I'm just opening the door, shutting the door.
Cool. You have no idea what he does. You're in the room.
Hey, what he does.
Caspion's in front of you.
Good morning, brother.
Estion's up and kind of sorting bits and pieces out for the morning. It isn't surprised that when someone just walks straight in, he assumed it was Drea. Most other people would have knocked. And he just kind of looks up and he's like, sleep well?
Yes, apparently I was very hard to wake this morning, according to Samuel. Oh, by the way, Gabriel is kind of outside. Not outside your door, but in the hall.
you just see the hands automatically like go to the swords, then not, and then just like, should we not check that he's not going to mess with Samuel then? You seem weirdly unbothered by this.
I'm kind of assuming that he doesn't know Samuel is in my room.
Just that face, just
Alright, okay, fine, I understand. And then I just kind of about turn and go out the door.
No, you don't. The door does not open. You can't twist it. The lock does not move.
Cool, I kick the door down.
Cool, give me a strength check.
We're gonna roll the other dice, not the one that has betrayed me.
has Cass seen that she's tried to like open the door and it's not done anything?
Dirty 20!
Oh, you bounce off it.
Damn you!
I think you might have noticed by now.
I just kick the door and just go, fuck!
Bear in mind, she kicks it sweet as she kicks it, the wood ripples like when a pebble hits water. Both of you, give me an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
I don't think he knows. I think it's fine.
This is intelligence. We have no intelligence.
I rolled okay-ish, though.
I rolled okay-ish, surprisingly. I rolled a 17.
Cool.
Which is
I
better
rolled
than...
a 16, so that is a 15.
Oh, you have a -1, I forgot.
He
So-
is not a smart boy.
Between the
I
pair
don't
of
have a
you,
minus.
you are aware of arcane magics that can lock stuff. Quite literally, Arcane Lock is a spell you've seen used by Sahar during your time with him out on the sands. And you are very aware that unless you are one of the designated people, or can remove the spell, or are incredibly good at smashing stuff, it's unlikely you'll get through this door for at least 10 minutes.
Incredibly good at smashing stuff, you said.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking. You can have a go if you want, Kess.
Double twinsies at the door.
So just for Kesvion, the spell states that the thing you try to break, the DC is increased by a minimum of 10.
Presuming the door's got a fair wee bit of DC.
Yeah. Not that I usually throw in the meta of things, and I like to keep it a bit flavoursome. But
I just look.
I do like this spell.
I just look at Kess and go, kick it at the same time.
Cool.
Right. Is it?
Don't fuck up.
So is it? You want it as a strength
Check.
Yeah.
Yeah, strength check. Cass should be alright, these.
Yep.
So, hang on. Are you both rolling it, or is Cass at advantage?
Well, I was assuming if we both kick it at the same time.
That's either advantage to Cass or roll at the same time.
Yeah, but if we roll at the same time, do we not add our numbers together?
No.
Nice try.
We got 48. I'm like, what?
That's what I was hoping for. Kess can have the advantage then.
Brilliant.
Okay.
I think Kess has got more strength than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I rolled 19 twice.
Ooh, nice.
With a
Just
plus
your strength,
3, that is 22.
Cool. So you boot the door. Zandria is with you, and you time it perfectly to both, with your count, Kess, and you both boot the door. The ripples on the door are, it's like you've just thrown a handful of pebbles at this thing. You hear a creak, but it does not shift.
Is there any room, any windows
Griff,
in this room?
Dale, Finn, and Ari, give me perception checks. Say that again, Zandria.
I was going to say, is there any windows in the room?
Not in the rooms you're in. You're not on the
No.
outside.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm gonna continue kicking the door.
Cool.
Almost got a nat 20. Almost.
Almost.
Rolled off of it. I got 14.
14,
13.
13. Yeah, you hear the banging. Someone is clearly booting the crap out of something.
Runs out with sword.
You run into a locked door.
Ah.
Yeah, also attempts to leave. I'm guessing also runs into locked door.
You'll be shocked to hear.
Oh my god.
And
Incredible.
The same.
Nope, Dale, Finn, your door is not locked.
Dilfin.
Dilfin!
I will walk out into the corridor, just look down it.
The siblings are wailing. It has now become a point of pride to get out of this room.
As you hear this akin to that of a storm giant, getting laid, or words to that effect, you see standing down the hallway is lit up as if the sun itself is in the hallway. There is a elven woman in oranges and whites, the odd colour of pink. Her hair is beautifully auburn and straight. She has 2 or 3 short top knots that then flow down the back of her hair. From this distance, you can see her.
That was look and them at the door. Oh, son of a bitch!
You can see that her eyes are blazing emerald green. Even from this distance, you are about 40-45 feet from her. She has these gorgeous. From here, you don't really know what the language or symbols mean, but these wraps around her arms. They are both yellow, and they look like silken ribbon just wrapped around her arms, and they come like all the way around her, and you just see her fingertips. And she is stood slightly turned, one hand behind her back and one hand in front of her, in a stance that you were taught as a youngster when learning unarmed combat. She doesn't look threatening, but you see before you, and you've seen her before, Lady Ikiku, Summer's Wrath.
That's why the wee shite bag was in the tavern.
I will step out fully onto the airway to go in front of her, and I will offer a bow.
She gives you a very slight nod, and you hear.
Might I presume, my lady, that my compatriots' inability to leave their domicile is your doing?
You would be correct, Daelfin of Clan Akuna.
I see my reputation precedes me. That is most unfortunate.
Well, you grounded. You got full named.
It is a reputation, and yes, it does precede you, but it is not my clan that you left. Therefore I hold no insult. My sister, however, will not be happy. Where is Samo?
I will gesture towards the door he would have been behind.
Cool. She waves her hand, and there is a blue-orange ethereal smoke that just swifts and comes away from the door, as if she's removed arcane lock from that door. She just steps forward, opens the door. Samo's asleep on the bed, you assume, because you're not down there, but she makes no step.
I will remove his katana from my belt and present it to her.
I will assume you have the katana because he gave you it and not you took it. Her stance straightens.
That would be a correct assumption. However,
keep it until he asks for it to be returned. It is not mine to take.
I'll not question, just put it straight back into the sire.
I do not have a lot of time, as I must be leaving the city, as I know you are aware.
I presume I do not need to update you on what it is my compatriots and I have promised to do.
I know not of your promise, Daelfin, but one who abandons his clan, I do not hold strength to their promises. Therefore I do not fear those you have promised will probably receive their reward.
I understand. I will, however, inform you that the promise was to clear your name of the crimes you have had assigned to you.
You cannot clear the guilty.
I understand. Then I shall... Then I shall step away from the investigation and make it no longer my problem.
Xandria, give me a constitution save as you exert yourself booting a door.
11.
Oh, God. As Xandria starts, like Kess, you're doing it methodically, and you're timing your strikes, you're using your warrior practice. Xandria's letting emotion take over a slight bit. I mean, you're shocked to see one, to be fair. It's been years since you've seen an emotion, and Xandria's in the same room. But yeah, Xandria's just getting a bit carried away, and she's mistiming her kicks, and then that common cough starts coming on, and she starts hacking. She's on her knees.
That will have him stop and try and kind of pull her back from the door.
Cool. As you're doing that, Lady Akiku, back to you, Daelfin, as the sound disappears of the doof doof. I'm glad that it's finished. It was giving me a headache.
Continues banging on the door.
Just
get off me.
With every last bit scratching at the wood.
Literally, not even sobbing. Kess is probably trying to pull
Oh
her back.
no, if you're gonna do that, then you're getting
sleeper hold.
Sack of potato, 6 yourself down.
As Kess,
Run straight back to the door.
As Kess is sitting you down, you are not in a physical state to fight him off. Daelfin.
You are not going to fight a grapple. Win a grapple check with me. I promise you this.
Don't challenge her, Kess. What are you doing, man? Samo, dear, and you just hear a bit of a moan, and then in Vale Elvish, he recites a bit of a monologue, and it's essentially all her titles: Summer's Wrath, The Breeze Beneath the Summer Trees, and it goes on and on like this. Samo, gather your things. We are leaving. And you can hear rummaging and stuff going on. Slowly. And she looks back to you. Is he injured?
He was injured when we found him. He had received some form of almost fatal injury, and his, I would say, duty kept him awake throughout it until he could no longer stand. My friends assisted in his recovery,
Oh.
You may find that his armor and his helmet are within one of these doors that is not his own, as we wanted to make sure his identity was kept secret in case somebody came in.
You have my thanks. Samo comes out like in his torn clothes and his sort of bedraggled way. Did you leave the armor in Ari's room or did you move it to Xandria's?
We moved it down.
To Xandria, yeah? Ah, yeah, so no, there was no sign of it, yeah. He's kind of dragging his armor out and he's slowly like trying to put it on. She actually helps him put it on.
Aww.
And he's almost blushing that she's having to help him, and he doesn't like it at all.
Throughout this whole thing, I will be staying stock still and silent unless spoken to.
We will be leaving now.
I roll to fight the door.
You roll to fight the door. Give me a strength check.
Crawling my way to the
I
fucking
mean, I'd
door.
try, but I know what my strength's like.
Yeah, it's 21. It's not gonna. It's just making a lot of noise.
I'm just gonna yell at the door. Fight me!
From like the bed.
Let me out and fight me! Stop
You,
being a coward!
Delphin, you were from beyond somewhere, and then a boof as there was another hefty kick into the door. Lady Kiku, Samo is now in his armour and dressed. She whispers something to Samo that you understand in Veovish of, do you wish your honour back? Do you wish your honour, she says. And
I will hold the katana out the second that gets said.
Samo looks at Akiku, she nods, he walks forward very, very slowly. He's still in an exhausted state. He bows to you, lower than you'd expect of someone of his position as a personal bodyguard to a clan leader, and takes the sword back. He just says to you,
bow lower.
He says to you, in theory, he thinks he's out of earshot of Akiku, but he probably knows he's not. That is step one of retrieving your honour. You return the blade. A dishonourable warrior would have kept it.
It was never mine to have.
And he fastens it, and he wraps a peace knot around the blade handle and walks back to Lady Akiku. She looks at you. We will be leaving now. I
understand.
would request you do not follow for the safety of you and your friends. My magic will wear off in 5-6 minutes, unless you are able to remove it yourself.
I have yet to achieve the circle of magic that would allow me to do so.
Cool.
One day.
She then casts 2 spells on her and Samo. Samo now looks like a human with green armour on, and the ivy filigree across it is kind of blurred so it doesn't look. He's very much like himself, but the sharpened ears are gone. He's got human-esque. His hair is a bit more greasy looking. His sword has a straighter blade edge to it and less of the curve. She turns herself into Gabriel.
That's a bit weird.
My lady, a question if I may?
Yep.
This form you have now, have you had it all evening? Or have I actually met the real Gabriel?
You have met the real Gabriel. This form will keep folk away from me as I leave.
I can very much understand its use. I will take a very, very low bow.
She gives you a nod.
I will turn around and go back in my room. Close the door.
Cool.
Because I will not look where she goes.
About 5 minutes passes, and you all hear amongst the doof and the fight me from beyond
I am
the
not
grave.
Darth
So,
Sidious.
can we hear Delphin in the corridor?
Give me a perception check.
because otherwise I know what Ari would do.
Cass and Zandria, no. Because they're doing
No,
this.
because you're beating the living
Coughing,
daylights
beating
out
the
of that
door.
wood.
Griff, you as well.
That's a nat 18.
What
I
is
would
that,
like to point
perception?
out,
Yes,
throughout
perception.
all of that, I was not trying to be quiet.
15.
I don't think you were. So, both of you will have heard Dalefin's conversation, but hers was in Vale Elvish. So you'd have heard
Okay.
his side, but not hers.
That's fine, because otherwise Ari probably would have tried to get out the room by Misty Step.
Cool.
But if he's hearing that Delphin's having a conversation, he's just like, oh well, that's fine. I'll go
fine.
sit on my
Back to
bed.
bed.
And,
Another day of the dog.
and yeah, the arcane lock wears off as you hear the splintering of wood smashing against the wall opposite it. As Kess, you oaf the door to pieces. Zandria, you are crawling and coughing up blood everywhere as you fight through your attack. But you are on your hands and knees, but you haven't passed out.
Just like into the hallway and just straight back to my room and just be like looking around. And as I'm coughing up this blood, just be like, shit, he's gone.
He's been robbed. You've just run past. Delphin went back in his room, didn't he? So yeah, you all hear the door get smashed. If you leave your rooms, you will have seen Zandria enter hers. She ain't sprite at this moment in time.
Have any of you left your rooms?
I think if the sound changes, like
There's definitely
I'm-
a
Heard the
crashing.
splintering
Yeah.
of wood,
There's
yeah.
a-
you
I
was
could
gonna
come
say,
back out.
Definite breaking of wood against the wall.
Griff would have tried to barge the door a couple times, but I know his strength and physically he wouldn't have managed it. So he probably would have been like just like
No.
sitting against the door, like.
Start pecking at it.
Then here's the crash, and he's like, and it opens. He probably like falls on the floor. But yeah, he'd be coming out to see what the hell's going on.
Kess will call for Griff.
Okay, Griff is lightning speed,
Straight
thunder
out,
speed.
The door opens.
Is Zandria still coughing and stuff?
Oh yeah, like loud, like she's trying to fight through it, which is making it not worse but more vocal.
Okay.
Like, every other word is a cough.
He'll
or it's
like
more
glance
a
in
hack.
on Kess, and if they're not in the same room, which I don't think they were, unless Kess is
No,
still in there.
he's kind of got out to the door. He's like in the middle of the hall, has kind of like glanced round to where she is, and then like I think you're further down the corridor in one direction. Whatever direction you've just come out in, he's going to have called to you from
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll come
Um,
out, acknowledge Kess, and like follow the sound of the coughing probably.
It's not difficult. It's
yeah.
definitely Zandria's room.
It kind of like watches what you're doing and kind of goes,
There's
do with that.
very-
And kind of looks at the splintered door and is like,
There's very obvious patches now on the floor of only small patches, but a very dark blood with black oily speckles in it.
Okay. If I can get close enough to Zandria and she lets, he's gonna try and check what the hell's going on with her. Like-
Zandria, do you stab Griff? I'm just asking. Like,
Look at stab Griff. Well, when Griff does come close and obviously tries to get close, through every other cough, it will be that I'm fine, I'm not injured.
You're not getting believed. Can I medicine check her, or am I not going to be able to get?
You can medicine check, but you won't be able to examine Zandria. But like her
Well-
hands are coming up in front, and she's every other word the cough comes up, and you can see the blood leave.
Or
Let him help.
4.
There's
or
Wow. She's possessed by a demon.
possessed.
Jesus.
You've no idea what's going on. You've never come across someone that is hacking blood up, and but not in a there's no wound upon them. You're used to it being wound related.
I'm going to look at
From
Kess.
just looking.
I'm going to probably look at Kess confused if he just said something, and then like go to lay on hands on her because I don't know what else to do.
You manage to put divine magic into Zandria. Zandria, you hear a small cry of a mighty bird of the skies, and you feel the light of the Thunderbird heal you of no damage.
Yeah.
But Griff is blissfully unaware of whether that's she's still coughing. Zandria's still hacking and coughing. Just got a
And
bit
I'm
more
probably going to
glow on
notice
cheeks.
at this point that Samu's not there.
Yeah, Samo is not there, nor is his armour or anything of his.
I'm just gonna look at Griff and just be like, more important.
As she's trying to grab something to stay stood up.
If he's not there, Griff is going to try and run to the entrance to see if he's anywhere nearby, or if, there's evidence of any other kind of struggle.
You can tell straight away. There's no evidence of struggle. The breakfast that was brought in is still laid out nicely. The only thing that's a mess is the cover has been thrown aside, but that's not out of the ordinary. Nothing's broken, nothing's out of place. It's not even remotely suspicious, other than the fact that he's not there, and neither is his kit.
Yeah, I'd run to the entrance of the tavern and look out to see if I could see
Okay,
anything.
so while you're doing that, Delphin and Ari, what are you doing?
Ari would
Obviously,
have
this is all.
seen what's happened with Andrea, kind of left Griff to it. I don't know any of that stuff. Looked at the swinted door and gone, that's obviously what woke me up. And then kind of go knock on Delphin because he heard Delphin outside. So he would have just gone and knocked on his door.
Cool. Delphin, do you answer?
I do, but it takes a little bit longer as I was doing something behind closed doors at the time you arrived.
Do it in your own time, Delphin, alright? Just
I'll open the door.
put the sock away.
Harry?
I heard my door was locked and I heard you talking.
Lady Akiku came to claim back her bodyguard.
Oh, that's why there's a door that's in bits and Xantria's on the floor. I don't know what's gone on.
I'm assuming that she tried to beat the door up, but I didn't expect the door to win.
Me neither. I didn't even try. I just went back to bed.
Is there anything else? I have to finish something.
I just wanted to check that everything was okay because that seemed a lot of happening down there.
A lot of happening.
As far as I'm aware, yes, she came, claimed him, took his blade with her, and then left. I didn't see which way they went because she asked me not to.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, we'll just take you at face value.
I will close the door and I will continue to prepare my wakizashi for the seppuku ceremony.
Okay, give me Ari, give me a perception check.
Oh Jesus. Oh, that's not the best. So that's 7. I don't know anything.
Yeah, cool. You go. Nice one, Delphin, and off you go. So Griff, you run downstairs. Usual morning, as you've expected. In most places where lots of people reside and there's breakfast to be had, people are sat at the table having a bit of a drink, and it's similar to it was yesterday morning. People are just chilling out, a few of the halflings and the orcs and such.
I was mainly going to the front entrance to check outside.
As you run out of the front entrance, and you start looking around, give me a perception check.
This is 3 different dice that are screwing me
I was
up.
gonna say, where's my jail?
I think we're just having a bad time today.
So,
3.
Bardic
Yay.
Inspirations do replacement dice for
Some
those
of these
you've
are yours.
jailed.
It's not my fault if you've put your stank on them.
You know what I'm saying?
That's-
I'm pretty sure what Bardic do is they send you curse dice, so you buy more. It's a
Shut
good.
up. I roll bad. I don't touch the dice. That's what
Yeah.
Luke.
That's why Mel doesn't
She's
do
not allowed.
anything with
She's
the
not
dice.
allowed.
She's not.
She's allowed to see
She
them
makes
through the
them
letterbox.
I've
So
been rolling good tonight, apart from that one roll. So
you rush out the main entrance, looking to the street, and you see lots of people. They're going about setting up the market area, because you're obviously in the district of merchants, and it's just a It's quite busy, to be fair, as everyone's just setting up their stalls and opening their actual shops, brick and mortar. But nothing stands out of the ordinary. So close.
Just so close for the 3.
Yeah,
I'll probably
plot?
head back up quite fast as well, because you
Cool.
know.
You start heading back up. Xandria, give me a Constitution check.
Nope.
Cool. It's at disadvantage because you are exhausted.
Funny enough, it was the same roll, but still no.
What did you get?
6.
Cool. Now you pass out.
Cool. Cheers. And I'm back to being exhausted.
Yeah.
Cool. When will I learn? The answer is never.
Yeah, pretty much. Kess will kind of haul her up onto the bed and then, like, make his way down the corridor and kind of hammer on Delphin's door.
Delphin, while all this is happening, can you talk me through it?
So what I am doing is not performing the actual ceremony here in any way, shape, or form. I'm preparing the short sword ritualistically as though it was going to be used for it.
Cool.
I will then store it, stick it in my saya, and be ready for the day.
Give me a performance check.
You'd think performance would be something I have a lot of as a blade singer. It is, however, only a 16.
Cool. That's fine. Carry on. You go banging on the door. You hear someone banging on your door.
Bam, 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 bam. He's just got really good at, like, wailing on doors.
Yeah.
I guess.
Samu's gone. Griff's gone. Xandria's having another attack. You seem weirdly chill about this.
Lady Akiku was here to pick up Samo, so that's been handled. I have no idea about Griff. What attacks?
You know how
Right,
you'd
yeah,
ask.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, are you any good at fixing doors?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Did I take mending? I don't think I did. No, I did not. I'm just gonna look out down at the broken door, look back.
I'm taking it that Akiku was the one that
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. We might have thought it was Gabriel and panicked, and now it's kind of...
At the end of the corridor, Griff, you notice in front of you going up the stairs as you've turned to come back round, Mallow, the ogre security guard of the...
I'm gonna get burst!
of the establishment, kind of going up the stairs, about 10-15 feet in front of you. You guys can hear boom, 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 coming up the stairs, and you can see coming over, like way ahead before their feet actually make it, the large ogre shape, excuse me, of Mallow.
I'm gonna try and at least catch up to Mallow.
Yeah, it's easy enough.
Maybe try and walk past him and just kind of... Griff is not subtle. He's probably going to be like...
Out the way.
Keep going.
do you try and get past Mallow?
Yeah.
Cool, give me an athletics check.
That's cool.
Roll more than a 3, please, Kate.
Right, what's the plus for that? It's not going to be good. I'm not going to lie. It's 13.
Cool. Mallow's he's not in any rush to not let you pass, so he's used to smaller folk needing to get by him quicker than he moves, and he just sort of looks down and sort of half leans and squashes himself up against the wall as you pop past, and you kind of claw your way through.
I'm gonna pat Kess on the shoulder, go, handle your sister, ignore the ogre, I got this.
Thanks. And he's just gonna like boost it. And he's like, if you want to deal with it.
I just want to check something.
Yep.
You said that me and Ari heard that, like, basically heard Delphin's side of the conversation.
Yep.
How well? Because that's important.
You heard all of Delphin's side of his conversation. So you heard the words he said.
I heard the words he said.
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you're in deep shit, mister.
Shit now. Yeah.
You made better notes than I did.
I didn't make many notes, but there was one thing that stuck in my head, and I've made sure to write it down now.
Good job, Kate.
Goddamn bird-like recording devices.
You would have a Kenku in the party.
Mallow is now on the floor that you lot are on. What happened?
I'll walk up to him. Sorry, sir. That was my fault. The one of my party members was having a some sort of an attack or just not feeling particularly well, and I might have ripped the door off.
He looks at you.
I am so sorry.
Turns his head slightly. You ripped the door off.
I'll basically sort of cause a spark of green flame between my fingers and go, yeah, kind of did.
That makes sense. Yeah, right. You paid for that.
I can work it off. I've literally given all my money away to this place at the moment. I will work it off for you.
Yeah, you will. But right, see Luca at the desk. Rips it off. And just walks back down the stairs.
Thanks, Dad.
Right, you five, go.
I'm going to watch Griff come up the stairs next to him, sort of, you might want to go deal with the... in there.
As he gets closer to you, he's going to slow down and he's going to look you in the eyes like...
I know your name.
No.
just for a second, he's going to stop and do that, and then he's going to go on, like...
If a Kenku could wear glasses and be like...
Delphin, you've no idea.
I'm just going to return the look with a...
One eyebrow raised. Griff, Xandria's now out cold.
I'm going to look hopelessly at Cass again.
Your medicine check will be easier if you wish to do
I was going to
another.
say, I'm probably going to check over again if I can.
No, you don't have to just use your eyes. And there's something Cass done.
7. Slightly better,
You
I
accidentally
think.
killed Xandria. You can't... It's common cold. You just don't... You don't understand why she's reacting
I feel
so
like
violently
Ari
to
would be
it.
better at medicine checks than you would.
I feel Mallow will be better at chuffing medicine
I'm going
checks.
to put it down to panic. I'm going to say we're putting it down to panic.
Well, if Griff concentrated on a medicine check instead of rolling dice, he'd probably figure out what's going on.
If Beak keeps getting in the way.
So yeah, it looks like Xandria's got a common cold. You don't understand why it's taking it out of her so much. Sniffles.
Can I...
Hess is cleaning up some of the blood that's all over her.
I was going to say, could I specifically have a look at some of the blood instead of Xandria?
Yeah, give me a medicine check on the blood.
Okay, go. You got this.
Oh!
You don't got this.
Griff's
He's
trying
distracted,
so
it's fine.
Oh,
Jesus.
it's definitely blood. You've no idea what these.
Definitely blood.
You've no idea what these.
You've been through.
You can discern that it comes from Xandria.
You're about 70% sure that it's Andreas.
There's more than Xandria in the room, so it could be anyone. The black, chunky bits that are a bit greasy and oily in the blood, you've no idea what they are.
At least I've noticed that they're there. And I'm not just blind today. Oh, jeez. Griff looks mildly panicked. He, to be honest, he doesn't panic too easily, but he looks mildly panicked because, you know, a lot of shit's gone down. He's just going to look really apologetically at Cass. and like I don't know.
Where's
try
Ari and
hands
Dale?
again.
Have
He's-
you joined Griff and Kess and Zandria?
I'm cleaning up the door.
So, Ari, what are you doing?
I'm trying to decide where he was when Mallow came up the stairs, and I can't really discern. I assume he's probably in the room with Zandria, because otherwise he would have probably got involved in the discussion with Mallow.
It was only out on the corridor. You could have walked out if you wanted to. Or we can.
Yeah, but I'm just like trying
Okay.
to fit him in to where he would be because it all happens very quickly. I think he would kind of be avoiding looking at the blood, avoiding looking at Zandria. Just kind of there in the room, but a little bit. Don't really want to deal with that. So we'll probably try and go out and help Delphin with the door.
Cool. So as Delphin and Ari are cleaning up the door, Zandria is passed out in a smattering of her own blood. Kess is, he's had a bit of a workout this morning. He's kicked fuck out of a magical door. He's punched Delphin's door. Griff's done a bit of cardio, running up and down the stairs, and failed his medical degree 4 times. We're going to call a break. It's 9:30, so we're going to take a 10-minute brew break while these lot digest the events of the last couple of minutes, or hour and a half. So we're going to grab a brew. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes, 15 at the max. If you're watching, thank you very much. Please continue to watch after the break. Be back here about 10-15 minutes. You will see a little slideshow of people that are really helpful towards the stream. They're in Arcane Script, their artwork, just their general support in what they do and their abilities to help us. So, and you'll see a lovely Vampire the Masquerade picture that says 17th. Alright, so we're going to go to break time. See you in a bit. 10 minutes. See you in a bit, guys. See you in a bit.
Disney song.
Hello, people of the internet. Are we alright? Is everyone there? Yeah, they should be at Heroes now. Welcome back, or well, we're back. Welcome, whatever. If you just joined us, we're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5e for our homebrew campaign, Fables Among Titans. If you've been watching all along, thank you very much, and hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of the show. So, hey, hello, Uli. Uli, send me your address. He knows why, don't worry about it, viewers. So,
Now chicken, wow.
you... Bow chicken. Well, he's called Uli69. You wake up in the morning, you have dealt with Ikiku, you have dealt with Ish, Xandria, you've dealt with the door, you got a suicidal elf, and Delphin.
Not suicide.
Yeah, Griff's run in, run out, you see Marlowe, etc, etc. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Finishing cleaning the door up.
Door's clean. You manage. It takes you about 10 minutes, and you have collected the remains of the door.
Kess is going to try rousing Xandria.
Griff's gonna help.
Cool. Kess, give me a medicine check with advantage.
Yeah, please, you do it.
Get the desert spice.
The desert spice.
Them smelling spices.
Yep.
Ooh, okay, that's not so bad because I have not a lot for
You need a
Household
10.
Wisdom. Pardon?
You need a 10.
Oh, yeah, no, more than that. I got 16.
More than that, I got 11. Yeah. Yeah, between the pair of you, taking a run up, and she wakes up. I know you don't.
No.
I know.
Nobody's that brave.
Griff, Divine Smite, Xandria, you're awake. Xandria, you wake up to the gentle motions of Kess and Griff as they bring you around. You are still a level of exhaustion.
She will get some water passed to her.
Cool.
If Xandria is looking more stable, Griff is going to head out to find Delphin.
Delphin and Ari are just piling up the bits of wood near the doorway of the now open portal.
Okay. And he is going to prod Delphin, either on his back or on his front, whichever is facing him.
You succeed.
Front. Okay, you get prodded in the shoulder.
I will turn and look at the Kenku.
And he's going to repeat the words in Delphin's voice, probably a bit muffled. I promise to clear your name. Pause. Then I will abandon the investigation.
She confessed.
Did she?
It's going to say abandon the investigation again.
She only needs to hear that I've said that. I'm going to complete the investigation. I'm going to tell Berryman that she was guilty.
Can I
because she
insight him?
confessed.
You can insight him, yeah.
Can I insight him?
Okay. Ari's just sort of like, what are you two on about? But yeah, go for it.
19.
No, because he heard Delphin's side of the conversation.
That is.
Again, they've got
You
no
may-
idea what's happening.
Yeah.
100% telling you the truth.
I was
Yep.
going to say, you may well be telling the truth. It's just...
Yep. As far as you, you can easily read Delphin. He is speaking words no truer than the scouts of old.
I asked her about it. Her words were, "You cannot clear the reputation of the guilty." So she's guilty. I will follow through on what I said I'm going to do, and then I will make reparations for it.
She's guilty.
Yeah.
Reparations.
Yes.
He's still telling the truth.
It's more Griff doesn't know what that means. That's why he's tilting his head. He's like,
A crime has been committed involving my people. I staked my honor on clearing them. My honor can... Basically, I've now tried to clear them, found it incapable, thus my honor is the thing on the line. And I'll pat the sword at my side.
Give me a history check, Griff.
He's going to tap his ear, but I will do history check as well. 12. No, yes, 12.
Cool. It doesn't ring any, but like him patting the sword doesn't ring any bells.
I'll message if you're tapping ears.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
it's like the side of his head. I've just realised he doesn't have ears. Well, not obvious ears. Just trying to think. I don't know what this means.
You will.
Speak clearly, you idiot.
Wow.
Ari, you're just staring at a fantastic game of charades
Just
here.
like,
It's a matter you either know or you don't. You will see soon enough. Berryman will be here shortly.
I've got no idea what you are on about, but I better go downstairs.
You know, I could use a really big breakfast.
Ari, as you get to the stairs, you see down where it winds around to the floor, you can hear, "I'm here to see those from outside the city." And Lucan goes, "Ah, yes, I'll welcome, Captain. But please do help yourself to the hospitality of the Black Dog, and
I
I'll
was really
send
looking forward to that breakfast.
I'll send word for them. Do it quickly." And you can just see Berryman as you give a little crouch through the stairs.
Her elbows back.
Ish.
What you all doing?
I'm going downstairs.
Follow you.
Kess is packing their stuff while Xandria comes to.
So, who went downstairs? Delphin? Ari? Yeah, or no, Griff?
Did I hear Berrymund?
No.
Then
You
I've
were-
gone to go check on Xandria.
Cool. So Xandria, Kess, and Griff, you are in one room, and Delphin and Ari, you are downstairs. As you go downstairs into the foyer, Lucan is talking to one of the young workers. Harry, you can assume he was about to send said young worker to get you lot. Sees you and Delphin. In the foyer, there is Berrymund and 4 armed soldiers of Ebendorf. Full helms, everything. He's in his full crimson plate with his greatsword on his back. He has not gone to help himself to the hospitality of the Black Dog. He's merely stood in the foyer. Mallow is stood there with his rather large hammer just laid next to the wall, well within reach, and Mallow's eyes are fixed on Berrymund. Berrymund every now and then looks at Mallow and shows him absolutely no concern, but neither does Mallow towards Berrymund. Heavy, shut the door, can hear the TV. Bex, can you turn the TV down? Look at that. Yeah.
It's magic.
We've got ambience, and it's not.
Music stops.
It's not. Apparently, they were in a nightclub, weren't they? Let's see if that works. There we go. Din. Hopefully, that will have gone away. Thank you very much, Chris. So yes, Ari and Delphin, you walk down, and Lucan turns. I was just about to send for you, Ari. Captain's here to see you. Hopefully, everything's all good, is it not? And he looks at you with a bit of a questioning look.
Yeah. We had business with him yesterday. It's fine.
As you were. Delphin, Ari, you've got a moment before I jump back to the other 3.
Just a question. How long has Lady Kiku been left? How long ago did she leave?
All in all, with the medicine checks and Xandria coming round and cleaning up, she's been, since you talked to her, it's probably been about half an hour. Maybe 40 minutes at a push.
That's enough. Go and take a seat.
I'll stand. Where are you going?
I will remain standing and stand directly in front of him.
How far
I
away?
mean, I was going to get some breakfast. I thought we were here to get some breakfast, but Am I not allowed to go get some breakfast?
Not yet.
How big's the weapon he's got?
The greatsword. It's about 6 feet long.
I think we'd said it was about Ari-ish
Yeah.
I stand
in size.
I stand exactly where I would assume the killing distance for that would be.
All right. So you stand in front of him.
So you stand in the same room.
Stand in the
Equal
splash
distance that
zone.
it's Berryman.
The kill zone is Ebendorf. So you stand in front of him.
Ari kind of, will kind of nudge you and be like, we kind of can't say too much because there's lots of eyes on us. So he's trying to signal to you to send a message to the others, but
I will message. I can't see any of them.
Nope.
The wall's in the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ari wouldn't know how that works. So
Yeah, I'll just sort of shrug. Look directly at him, and I will make a open hand motion and remove sword and sheath from my belt, and just hold it. I have managed to ascertain Lady Akiku's guilt.
He tilts.
She has confessed these matters. The fact that she has taken said item.
Where is she now?
I honestly do not know.
Not 20 for Berryman. Carry on.
Legitimately, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I will then hold the weapon out and go, this is already ritualized. I hereby offer my life in payment.
Give me a persuasion check.
Nat 20 for Delphin. Not what I wanted that, but fair enough.
Of what?
I promised you on my honor I would find
Berryman's
whether or
like
not she
looking
was
around,
guilty.
he looks at Harry, looks back at you. Your life means nothing to me.
My honor means
Dunked on from a Minotaur's height.
my honor means everything to me. And I swore on it. I would either find out or give my life for it. Remember?
And you found out, foolish elf.
But I also didn't have any ability to change or stop it. And I am not the sort of person who reigns on these promises.
Have you ever lied in your life?
Multiple times.
Then you have the ability to change it. I don't understand your offering of your life. I will happily take it. But it is of not a reward to me.
I am in service to the land of Vey and to the courts therein. You do not have Lady Akiku. I do not know where she is. I will stand in her place.
He laughs loud, like head thrown back, like just full on. And you think a lonely warrior is worthy a price to the clan leader who was stolen from Ebendorf? You are just fodder, meat.
I believe my honor is priceless.
I can relate. You are still not a life worthy of taking.
That is your decision. It's still offered to you.
I refuse your offer. Bless you, Harry.
Those fat penguins again.
Salute with the sword and place it back into my saya.
Ari's just kind of like looking between them going, it's on you.
He turns to the guards. Raise the reward, triple it. I want Akiku's head before me. How long ago did you speak with her to attain this information?
Half an hour, 3/4.
She's still in the city. Go. And all four of them nod and leave. Mallow sort of stands up straight, seeing Berryman on his own, and you see Lucan raises his hand to Mallow, and Mallow just leans back against the wall and grips his hammer. Berryman sees Mallow, smiles, gives a little chuckle. Well, thank you, he says to Delphin. And he just drops a pouch of gold at your feet. You see it's a pouch of gold as the coins spill out on the floor.
I'll look to Harry, stoop down, take out 6, place them on the side and go, that's for the door. And then step away from it.
Ah, yes, the door. Lucan takes the 6 gold. Berryman looks at you. If your honour decides to aid Lady Akiko, know that I will then accept your life as payment. And he turns to walk away.
I will just nod again.
He leaves the Black Dog Tavern, and you see Lucan relax, and you see Mallow punch the wall with a and he storms away into a room behind Lucan and just slams the door.
Harry picks up the pouch of gold.
It's quite hefty. It's quite a hefty pouch. Like bag of sugar hefty when you pick it up and you're like, there's some weight in this.
It fit in the pouch though after you took all party's gold for the last mission we did. Or is it getting a bit full?
Me after you spent all the money on the wine, yeah.
Didn't actually use your money to buy the wine.
I saw your tab.
Not even on the tab anymore, man.
So, Griff, Kesfion, Zandria, you're upstairs. This has all happened at the same time as whatever you three are doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kess is just like packing the bags. From what Delphin seems to be saying, I don't think this is going to be. I don't think this is going to go down well. We might want to move sooner rather than later. And he's basically got his and Zandria's stuff like ready to boost.
Okay. Griff would have spent some time going back to his room and picking up his stuff because he would not have been like, he wouldn't have put his armor on and everything for that. But he would have gone put on his stuff, picked up everything, and then gone back to like check on Zandria again.
Zandria's up and about now.
Yeah, she's not getting worse and she's getting better and all that.
Let's not push it with the word better.
Not unconscious.
Will get like a reduced version of the pack that she usually carries.
Just taking him like, where?
He's done it again.
Where is the rest of my stuff?
When you're feeling better, we'll redistribute.
I'm fine.
She says exhaustingly.
He's just gonna like level you with a look.
I am fine, brother. Honestly, just give me the rest of my stuff. It's not like this is anything new. I will deal with it. I always do.
It's still early in the day. If you pick up a little bit in the afternoon, we'll redistribute it.
You're starting to sound more like mother every day.
You feel
she always had a point.
You feel a sting on your cheek.
That sting feels like a bee sting.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, but he's allergic. It's fucked.
Well, thanks for writing that in.
I'll send you the PDF, mate. Don't worry about it.
So yeah, he's got them basically ready to move on out, Kiddywink.
Cool. So, Cassandra, you're packed and racked. Griff, what are you doing?
So like I said, armor, everything
Similar?
else.
Cool. Do you three go downstairs?
Yeah.
Or do you talk?
Go downstairs after. Would, like, yeah, heavily suggest to Andrea, like, food, eating, food, go.
You all go downstairs. All 5 of you are downstairs. Ari is in possession of a small pouch of Jingle Jangle. Daleton is still stood where he was when Berryman left.
I will make a point of going to go and sit down somewhere.
He goes and sits down somewhere. So you all sit down and get a breakfast.
Yeah.
Harry, do you count the gold in front of them?
No, we just keep hold of it.
Cool.
Because he's planning on hopefully giving it back to Delta in the future.
Do we want to boost before the captain gets here?
Oh, he's already been.
Oh. That was a quick visit then.
He found out everything he needed to know and paid us for the service.
Found out everything. I wasn't aware that we had acquired new information since yesterday.
Lady Akiko was the one who locked you in your room. She showed up to collect Samo and confessed, and then left.
Thank you for the raid, Dwarf Warrior. Sorry to interrupt the flow. Thank you very much for the raid.
Thanks, now. So it was Lady Akiko.
Who stole the tier.
Right, I'm not even bothered about that. I'm more bothered about the fact that she locked us in our rooms.
Can we leave then?
Well, as far as I'm aware. I've been acutely informed if I go to assist her in any way, shape or form, he'll cut my head off. So that's still a thing that could happen. But everyone else is what I've got you all into is now done.
I mean, he's also gone out searching for her and said that he's going to have a head, which doesn't sound very promising.
No,
but
that Minotaur's in trouble.
Yeah, I'm slowly coming to the realization that she doesn't need our help, and I'm sick of this town now, so let's just leave. She doesn't want our help. She doesn't need our help. Why bother? We've already wasted enough time.
What have you got to do that's so important?
The entire reason that I actually boarded that ship and sailed away from my family and homeland.
What happened to you?
You need to be more specific. Do you mean what happened to me like last week? What happened to me last month?
The globs of blood round the room.
Oh, that.
A little bit concerning.
Oh, that's a regular occurrence.
Don't think that makes it less concerning.
Why? I'm absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong.
That gets like a heavy eye roll from Kess. It's just like...
It is just something that happens.
I mean, if I was coughing up blood on a regular basis, I think I'd have a bit of an issue, and I think everyone else is kind of feeling the same way right now, including your brother.
Do not bring me into this.
It is something that I have dealt with my entire life. It's nothing new. I am used to it. You do not need to concern yourselves.
Xandria, nothing happens for you. You don't hear this, recognise this, or anything. Kesfion, Griff, Dalethin, Ari, all give me perception checks as Xandria's speaking.
1.
Brilliant.
God, why? Did you hit your head last night while you were dancing? Like, you a wee bit concussed?
I think I just threw shapes a bit too hard in my brain.
You've like
rattled
headbanging.
something.
Right.
Yeah, you've headbanged.
Do me a favour, Griff. Just roll me a performance check.
Want to be real high?
16.
Cool. I just wanted to confirm that you were a dancer and not anything else. So, Cass, what did you get?
19.
Boom, beautiful. Griff?
Oh, jeez. 1.
1, yeah, sorry. Sorry, my bad.
You made me
Insult to injury.
Oh, yeah, say it out loud.
Just say it again. Just say it again.
Dalethin?
16.
Ari?
16.
16 as well.
Cool. So, Kess, Delphin, and Ari, as Xandria's talking, Xandria, this doesn't even slow you down whatsoever, you just keep talking. Griff, you're oblivious. You hear, hang on, she's mine. Come from Xandria.
I thought you were
Hold
gonna
my
do.
blade.
I thought you were gonna do really gross, like wheezy noises.
That's it's an OnlyFans website right there. It's not happening on there. Oh wait, there's a big advance here.
Anyway, so
So you hear
I
she's
pull
mine.
my sword.
Xandria,
you pull your sword on
Look at
me.
you like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
100%.
I'm just gonna like stop. I'm gonna look at Delphin, look at the sword, and look back to Delphin.
I'm gonna look at Kess. What was that?
What was that?
Has that ever happened before?
Never.
What?
Kess is just gonna like stare at her, but like as Delphin kind of catches attention and he sees that his sword's been raised towards Drea,
Complete terror on my face.
he's
What in the
still gonna
name-
like make sure that he's between them.
What in the name of the realms are you doing? Why are you pulling a sword at me?
Did you not hear that?
The sound of my own voice? Yes, frequently,
Not that.
daily.
Not that.
No.
Here,
Griff's like, what?
Cass's
Carol?
voice.
Can I roll an Arcana check?
If you want.
Given my history,
Yep.
as it were.
Griff thinks you're all insane.
Griff probably isn't wrong.
I think they're insane right
I mean,
now.
for different reasons, definitely.
Drea and Griff can relate for once. This is
Oh
great.
my god.
22.
Cool.
Frenzies.
Similar to the voices you hear. In fact, the only reason you don't think it was one of yours is because it said she is mine.
You're going to see a little bit of green flame start glittering along the blade.
Griff is
Mallow,
also going to help Cass get in the
you
way.
get a thick ogre-like hand placed on your shoulder, Delphin, and Mallow says, "Don't do that, little elf."
I'm going to message Kess. That's a demon.
Tess is looking for a demon.
And I'm also going to then re-message with, and given my name, I'd hope you know I'm right.
Have you put the green flame out?
The green flame will slowly fade away.
I was gonna. All right.
I'll thank you to lower that sword from my sister.
I will slowly lower and resheath the blade.
There's a good elf. Now will you lot stop fighting in the tavern?
Forgive me, but I'm not the one starting the fights. I'm the one who's getting the fight started on.
Drea, I don't think this is the time.
He just walks off, assuming that you've all listened to him.
Mhm.
Whether he's wrong or right is up to you, but
let's get sorted. Let's take this elsewhere, I think.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just gonna step away, like I'm just gonna step back from everyone and just look at them all and go, nope. You know
Drea,
what? No. I've had enough, right? I've had enough. I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to get on, do what we came here to do, and go back home.
do you leave or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Cool. Xandria, well, essentially leaves the Black Dog Tavern. Kess, you follow?
She is out.
you'll kind of like bop her. It's been something, and you'll follow her out.
Cool.
I will message Kess on his way out. That sounds like she's possessed.
I know more about this than you do, and you'll follow.
I'm going to look over at Ari and yeah, just sort of shake the head. You heard that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Turn to look at Griff. There was another voice. I'm pretty sure there is something, and I'm making sure my voice is incredibly low. I'm pretty sure she's possessed by a demon.
That would explain the weird voice, but I have no knowledge of this. This is...
Griff's gonna say, "Can we help?" Female voice.
There are rituals, but the only way I know how to deal with them is to kill the host, and that's not exactly something I want to particularly do. But not something I might not have to do.
Griff's probably gonna find his symbol for Thunderbird and like just look at it and be like, "What? Help!" Shake his head. He's like,
I'm going to stand up from the table, head to the door, and see if I can catch where these two have gone.
They're maybe 50 feet, 60 feet ahead. Oh, well, not ahead, off to the left, heading towards the... Hang on. Let me gather my... you are...
Toe map.
The closest exit to them is through the district of Yule, so aka the Owl, the academic district. The northeast is where they're heading away from the Black Dog Tavern. But they're about 60 feet ahead here.
Turn back to look at the others. I've got to follow them.
I need to go get my stuff, but I'm right behind you.
I'll keep an eye to make sure I don't lose them while they go grab their things.
Cool. I'm going to make an assumption, as Andrea can correct me. You don't care about sneaking, you're leaving the city.
"Yep."
Cool. Yep, you can easily track them. Well, keep an eye on them as they're ahead of you. Do you close the gap at all, or are you letting them walk 60 feet ahead?
At the second they start to look like they're getting out of sight, I will start moving. But I'm going to hold at the door for as long as possible so I don't lose the other two.
Cool.
Well, Griff's already got all of his stuff.
Yeah, Ari literally just runs upstairs, grabs his stuff, and comes back down.
The only person you're waiting for is Ari. And as Ari is well known, knows these parts a lot. These parts are well known to Ari. There you go. That makes a lot of sense. Third time lucky. Ari can easily help you close the gap to about 60 feet and catch up. As you... No, didn't know you were going here. Let me just grab this. The District of Owls. Google Docs. My hero. So as you leave, more for Zandria and Kestrion, obviously the other three, you've seen this place before, Ari. But as you are entering the district of Yule, aka the District of Owls, there are 3 houses of learning and 2 temples that are the main focus of this district. There's quite a lot of bunk buildings, almost like a campus type mentality throughout the district. The 3 houses, one of them is known as the House of Rubin, the House of Smagd, and the House of Saphir. Yeah. You can quite clearly see these signs in common point now. As soon as you get to this District of Owls, there are no gates on the 10-foot wall that's been built to kind of segregate this district off. There's no gates in an archery. You just walk through, and there is stone carvings around the... every day ever, I didn't think you were going. That's very true, Elmer. It's very true. There are stone carvings, engravings of owls all around the archway, and you walk into this massive... It just looks to go for miles, but you're obviously aware that despite the city being big, miles and miles is probably not accurate. But it does hold these 3 very obvious huge buildings with large pillars of stone and marble holding up this decorated dark slate roof. And there's 3 of these huge buildings of learning, and there are 2 temples. As you are pottering through, you notice that So the House of Rubin is the largest of the three, and it has marble pillars, pillars made of stone and marble, and this dark slate roof. There are rows and rows of studying tables outside in a bit of a courtyard, and you can see there's a very openness to the building, and you can see bookshelves straight away beyond the doorways. There's about 10 doorways across the building that all lead into this gargantuan built place of learning. As you come round, like cross the campus, and you come past the House of Smagd, which is in the centre area, the House of Rubin to the left. It's a very simplistic building. It's made from grey stone, and it's got a very flat sort of shape to it with the roof and such. No doubt there are things in place to help with rain and stuff, but it is a very large rectangular building over 2 floors. No fancy pillars or decoration, just a solid stone structure. And there are a few people out and about on the grass and stuff out in front of it that are training with essentially things that all of you can do. The casters of you, it's the minor flavour and skill set of casting, and the above average martial skills of Kesvion and Griff, and well, Harry to an extent. They look more battle magey in the way they present themselves. Very much like Dale Thin, just not the same style. As you now head towards the, to the actual, you can see the wall is bigger now that you're passing these these houses of learning. You can see the exit to the city, and it is cleared from the 2 temples to the main gate leading out. There's quite a lot of people coming in and out, and where you came in on the sea merchant area, and it was heavy with people coming in and setting up with carts and wagons, and the docks being ploughed through with obvious goods and resource to trade. Here it seems that people are coming in a lighter burdened amount of kit with them on the backs of carts and working horses and such. And they all they're all in robes of learning and scholarly types, rather no one's in armour and stuff like this. There's guards on the huge gate at the back, but the gate's wide open and it leads out to the northeast. And the thing, you pass the House of Sophia, an ancient wooden building. There's not a lot of wooden buildings that you've seen thus far in Ebendorf that are predominantly wood. There's obviously wood in their making, but it looks like a wide twisted piece of art formed into that of a building, large enough you reckon to hold a couple hundred people. It's got a bit of an ethereal, it's just a very strange etherealness to it, like almost you have to keep looking at it now and then because you think something shifts on your periphery, but then you just see this huge piece of wood that's been twisted into this strange shape that is large enough to hold, like say, a couple hundred people. You are very aware, Ari, that this particular building is historical. It's one of the oldest places in Ebendorf. You hear rumours around like drunken soldiers at night and stuff like this, or drunken historians that it is one of the original trees that was here in the land before they basically civilised it and turned it into a place for humans to live. The people that learn here, to you lot other than Ari, they look distant, like they're not all together there. When you try to catch their eyes, they're looking beyond you, to the sky, to the floor, just into space. To you, Ari, these people are known as the Roach, which translates to the common tongue as smoke. They are those of the smoke, and they are people that look into time and past, future, the advantages of faking reality or pulling on reality. Yep. There are your 3 huge buildings of learning in Ebendorf. There are 2 temples that you pass that essentially are separated by a very large road, which is the road you are walking out on. There is the Temple of the Grey and the Temple of the Green. They have names that have been lost to the old times. You know this, Harry. But the Temple of the Grey is for the deity of the wolf, and the Temple of the Green is for the deity of the woodcutter. The Grey Temple is a strongly built temple with a single door of dark wood in its short alcove, and you have a feeling that you are being watched walking past it. Kesvion, this is double for you. You're very keen to, obviously, being in open spaces with the desert and that, you need to be on it if people can see you coming a mile away. The Temple of the Green, so the Temple of the Woodcutter, is stone and wood and looks very almost druidic in nature. It's covered in symbology of axes and forests. There's greenery growing up it and all sorts. It's been very well maintained and looks quite it does look like a very stereotypical druidic place of worship, but there are no druids that you can see, or very obvious druids practicing. There's quite a lot of folk good with a bow and doing some tracking and skinning of animals out on the path, like lessons for younger folk. There's ages from very small to young adult, learning the tricks and trades of hunting and such outside this. Towards the main gates, if any of you wish to stop, let me know, otherwise I'm going to keep monologuing. You get towards the larger gates, where the wide open area is. There is a large hut that has been built over the last few years and is clearly very new compared to the rest of the buildings in Ebendorf. And then there is a smaller hut next to it. The guards from the gate, bear in mind this gate is a good 25-30 feet wide. They keep coming in and out of that, and it's kind of their office. The smaller hut has a collection of they do not work or appear to be working with the guard. It's clearly their building that is bolted onto the guard's building. They are talking to one another. They are dressed similar to Kess and Xandria in their simplistic armour and attire. They're not brightly coloured, but they are equipped to travel and defend themselves on the road, whereas the guards are clearly like, this is our gate, we just stand here and block it. And they do look like their stuff is worn, these people that are by the smaller hut. So they've obviously leave and come and go, or at least spend a lot of time in the same kit, etc. You notice that above the door of the smaller hut there is a small banner that is like dirty white, off-white, with a shepherd's crook motif. And unless you've go on, carry on.
As we are, I'm presuming, not quite booking it through town, but making making tracks decidedly towards the exit. Kess will ask Drea, once we clear the city boundary, would you allow me to check something?
Check what, Cass? Because if you're going to say check how I'm doing or anything along the lines in regards to my illness, then no, because...
It's not with regards to your illness, but please just humour me.
Fine, I'll humour you.
That's all I ask. Let's get out of here.
Cool.
Good, I'm glad. I've had enough. Should never have gotten ourselves involved with other people's business.
No. I'm just going to continue on out the main gate.
Cool. So as you head out of the northeastern gate, Griff, Daelthin, and Ari, are you just following out or doing anything on the way out?
At any point in time, does it look like we're going to lose any sort of... We're not really using cover and trying to be stealthy from them?
Kess and Xandria are not booking it. They're not running out the city. Xandria's just gone, I'm leaving, and she's walking straight out. So there's that. Yeah. That's the level of determination they're doing to get out the city. They're not disappearing and Assassin's Creeding it into the crowd. They're just leaving the city.
No, I mean, when we...
with purpose as opposed to trying to avoid people.
When we leave the city, how long after leaving the city is it, oh no, 3 people are following us?
All right, cool. Well, that's why I was asking if you're doing anything before you leave.
Yeah.
So if you do nothing before you leave, I will jump to that bit.
No, I'm pretty... I would carry on. I don't know about the other two.
Yeah. He'll know other ways out of the city, but he's also like, I just want to keep an eye on these lot. and see
Cool.
what's going on.
I will message Kess, which probably should tip everything off that, we're nearby, to say, if she's actually possessed, this is a problem.
Let me deal with this.
I'm not going to be too far away, but I will let you deal with it. It's your sister.
Outside the city walls, what's it kind of like? Is it
So,
fairly rural?
As you leave the city to the northeast, ahead of you is a small mountain range. It is not like Everest, it is a small mountain range. The path that you are on, you can see ahead of you hits into a forest. Between you and the forest is about 100 feet. And the immediate greenery to your left and right of this main path, there are stumps where the trees have been deliberately cut down. Yep. Pretty new-ish, like the cuts have done not too long ago. How long ago you don't know, but they're, the forest ahead of you looks old, and the trees beside you that have been cut are of the same age, but the cuts themselves seem to have been done recently, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, easy. So between you and 100 feet, you have a forest, and the small round mountain range slightly off. So if you were stood on the path, the forest is in front of you and to your right, and the small mountain range is to your left.
They'll continue on to kind of the edge of the forest, and then Kess will kind of shuck his pack off and say, "You good to take a wee break?" And he'll kind of sit down.
Xandria and Kess, you can see 3 people about 60 to 70 feet back towards the city. Clearly, it's Dalefin, Griff.
The second Kess stops, I stop.
Griff, Harry, do you stop with Dalefin or do you keep walking?
It might take me a second.
Yeah.
Basically.
So,
Okay with stopping. Right?
Kess and Xandria, you are 60, 70 feet away from them 3. You're on the edge of the forest where the path leads into.
They're following us.
They are, just ignore them. You taking a seat?
Fine.
And he'll kind of sit cross-legged, facing Drea, and he'll cast Detect Good and Evil as a ritual, which he can do with his fighter subclass.
Give me a moment.
For the duration, if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 foot of wood or dirt. It is concentration. And the range is self.
Cool, and you're casting it as a ritual, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. So, is that a minute or 10? Some of them are a minute, some of them are 10.
Concentration is up to 10.
Cool, we'll go for 10 minutes in text and ritually cast it. So, 10 minutes pass. Dalefin, you are... Give me an Arcana check. With disadvantage, you're quite a fair way away.
12.
Cool. You've no idea. You 3 just see Kess and Xandria sat in front of each other. You walk back to the forward. Kess, Fionn and Xandria sit. Xandria, unless you stop him, Kess will ritualistically cast a spell. You are aware he is casting something, so he's making marks on the dirt and stuff. Aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead.
I just kind of roll my eyes and sort of lean back on my hands.
You'll have to give me a moment. You are... While I pull out my notes.
Downward spell.
Where
Here on
is-
Heavyweight
From last
Gaming, we
campaign.
love to give weird shit.
I remember that from last campaign. I remember casting that on the sword.
Okay,
I remember you went
so...
mildly blind from it.
No, that was me that got to go blind from touch and stuff. When will I learn?
Never.
Oh. So as you complete the spell of Detect Evil and Good upon your sister, there is no undead, no fiend, no fae, no elemental, no celestial.
No fae?
There, as in sheepings. But
Yeah.
there's no third party. There's no third party.
So I was going to be like...
So...
That's even more worrying!
Undead, fiend, obviously her is fae, no third party fae. Elemental, celestial. Give me an Arcana check. With advantage because you cast it's a beautiful spell. No, I didn't know you could do.
It's a nice little 20, but I got it on a clear dice, so you can't see. And that's a 19.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, because it gets -1 for intelligence.
So, Aberration is deep. I mean, you know the location of it, yeah? So, you'd swear blind there was a existence of Aberration sat in front of you, but you can't locate it in a. It's you couldn't put your finger on it.
Yeah, it's not like it's behind your left kneecap.
Yeah, it is.
It's on the pendant you're wearing.
But it is incredibly faint.
Yeah.
And obviously the radiance of fairness from Xandria is overwhelming.
Would he pick up anything, I don't know, from obviously her warlock pact? I don't know how that works.
You unless Xandria has told you, Kess has no idea how the pact works.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You're aware she has power from elsewhere, but you don't know any details
Know how
about
it works, yeah. He's just going to kind of lean back and kind of mirror our pose and just kind of sigh heavily.
I finished?
Yeah.
So come on then. What did you find?
Aberration.
Interesting.
It's weak, but it's there. When we were in the tavern, while you were speaking to us, a horrible voice said that you belong to it. Delphin thinks it's a demon. He disposes of demons, so...
Oh, does he know?
But it's not a demon, so it's not his area, but it's kind of more ours. I just don't know what it is. Or I know what it is, but I don't know why it's there.
I might have been withholding something a little bit earlier.
You wanna share?
So you remember yesterday when you came up and visited when I'd had an attack?
Yep.
When I passed out, I saw Malika's oasis. And I could see the path that I walked when I was a child. But around the edges of the oasis was a weird tar-like substance that was creeping in around the oasis. And I couldn't do anything to stop it. I couldn't do anything to alert anyone that it was there. I have a feeling that that might have something to do with this apparition.
I don't know enough about this. I can fight it, but I don't. This is out of my depth. Does it seem like it's something that we need to go home over? Is it more important than what we're here for? Like, what? If it's attacking the Oasis, then...
I don't know the grand scale of things and whether or not what I saw is something that is actually happening, or if it's my mind playing tricks on me, and potentially whatever this thing is trying to get me to go back home to the Oasis so it can infect the Oasis. It's either affected it already or it's seeking to infect it. I can't 100% say whether or not going home would be the right move at the moment.
Yeah. How much do we tell the others? Because it looks like we're not doing this on our own at the moment.
You said they heard it as well, right?
They heard the voice, but Ari doesn't seem to be questioning it too hard, and I don't know how much we can kind of pull the curtain over Dalton's eyes, but if that's what you want to do, I'll stand by you on it.
Well, I really wanted to keep the cat in the bag for ever, but you're right, Dalton has got sharp eyes. We might have to actually tell them.
It's up to you. It's your body.
Yeah. We can tell them, assuming that we actually stick around with them, though to be fair, they've already got 2 for free on threatening me or throwing something at me, so I'm just waiting for Ari to do his part.
They won't get through me if they try something.
Oh, but brother dearest, they already have.
And have they ever laid a hand on you yet?
Well, technically, in a roundabout way, Griff kind of did. He threw a tankard at my head. So, indirectly, he already has.
Shock horror.
Also, he has, you know, healed me, touched me. Yeah, he's touched me a few times.
Wow.
Yeah, she just gets like a really slow blink.
Hey, ask a silly question, brother, and I'm going to give you a silly but very truthful answer.
Do you wave the other 3 over?
Yeah, I look over in the distance and I just kind of shout over. Well, you might as well come closer.
Or theory, how quiet were they being in that conversation? I'm assuming there was no way for us to hear it 60 feet away?
No.
No, that was...
They are talking to each other, yeah.
Then head on over.
60 feet's a bloody long way.
Yeah.
Cool. You head over. All 5 of you are there on the edge of the forest, leading northeast. You are... So, Ari, you are aware that if you head northeast, you are still in the province of the House of Tor, of which Lord and Lady Mortiz rule. Northeast actually leads to the capital city of Ravenholm, known as the City of Ravens and Doves. Yep. And it goes into the province of the House of Falcons. And the House of Falcons are the stewards of Ravenholm, as there is no monarch. So you will pass out of the province of the House of Tor into the province of the House of Falcons. There are obviously other places. The trek is through thick, thick forest of ancient times. It is a very, very well-known rules put upon you by your parents as a child, never to leave the roads of Ravenholm. They are there for a reason. If you head southeast, which is not hard for you to do from where you are, you could literally follow the road southeast. You will go to the province of the Forged, so the House of Forged. And they are well known for being able to craft the many beautiful items, weapons, etc. of Ravenholm, and a lot of the metalwork and such that you see in the cities has been maintained by the House of the Forged. They are also very well known for creating what is known as a soul forged, to others a warforged. It is a creature of metal and wood where a soul is placed within it, and they use magical forging to bind it into an entity. So you do have a couple, as Ari is aware. As for Kess and Zandria, you are merely placing yourselves into a position to await your friend, are you not?
Yup.
Cool. So you just need to be near woodland, is all you care about?
Yup.
So the 5 of you are together. You have a plan to make. Northeast, southeast. There is a lot of forest in Ravenholm, a lot. But there are manufactured paths that go through it.
Could just look at Kess for a moment. Look over at Zandria. Look back at Kess. So what is it?
Kess will look to Zandria.
I'll follow his gaze.
You can tell them if you want to tell them. You're the one who found out.
Aberration. And he'll just keep looking at Drea. It's faint. Real faint, but it's in there.
Get a deep breath, just sort of relaxing ever so slightly. Is it controlling you?
I'd like to see it try, quite frankly. And he kind of gives sort of a wry chuckle.
As far as I'm aware, no. My actions are my own.
It seems to think your actions are its.
Yes, well, like my brother said, I like to see it try.
Adi, I definitely heard its voice, yeah?
You definitely heard the scary whisper, yes.
I'm going to try and message it.
Cool. So you look at Zandria?
I'm just going to mentally message, try and reach the actual thing rather than her, but I'll message, and what do you say about this?
Zandria, you hear in your head, and what do you say about this?
And I just kind of look at Dalefin.
The second she pulls that look, I'll go, had to try. Do you want it out?
Well, yes. I don't in particularly fancy sharing my being with something that isn't supposed to be there.
You would be surprised how many people are not that fussy.
Mm. Well, I am, and I didn't ask for it to be there, nor do I want it to be there. So, yes, I do want it gone.
How long have you known it was there?
Yeah.
2 minutes from the minute that my brother told me it was there.
Then why does your brother think he knows more about this?
I don't know, and I just look at Kess like, something you're not telling me?
I knew I could check it.
But you still seem to be under the impression that you've either dealt with it longer or you've known about it longer.
I will say for Kess, during all your time of training and missions out on the dunes and such, you will have used that spell before. Zandria has never pinged Aberration.
Yeah. I've known my sister my whole life.
Going to turn back to Ari and Griff. Shrug.
Can we help?
I'm not sure. I'm
if
not
you
sure
know about how to sort this, then sure, go for it.
I'm not sure how long it's been part of me. I think what my brother might have been alluding to previously when he said he's dealt with it more is probably my illness, not the aberration.
The two are not linked. Then.
I would have said no, but I'm starting to think that potentially something has happened without my knowledge that is now causing the two of them to be linked. It would explain my condition getting worse than it usually is.
Given the level of on edge Dalton is, can I make an insight check, please?
Yep.
14.
Yes, Andrea seems to be believing the words she's saying.
This is not the first time I've cast this ritual. It's never pinged anything back for Drea before.
I'm not going to lie, don't take this the wrong way at all, because I didn't actually expect magic to be coming out of you.
Neither did the DM.
I just look at Dilfin when he says that and go, we're fae. I mean...
Yes, but a ritual's different than inherent blood magic. It takes time and learning and practice, and not saying you're incapable of it, but it just wasn't something I was expecting.
We need to be able to protect our home. I've got a couple of skills. There's nothing on the level what you do, but there's a few things.
If you haven't already guessed, we're quite a surprising pair.
Yes, and some of those surprises are a little scary from time to time, if I'm perfectly honest. My apologies for pulling a sword on you, but, you know, demonic voice comes out of someone's mouth. It's usually the first response most people should be going to.
Well, I didn't hear said demonic voice, so having a sword pulled on you all of a sudden...
Yeah, I get the concern.
And then I just look at Ari and just go, so what are you going to do? You going to dance me to death, stab me, poison me?
I was going to say, I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. Like...
This isn't in regards to knowing anything about this. I'm just saying because, you know, he's pulled a sword, he's thrown a tankard at me. What are you going to do?
Taught you to death?
Oh no, the worst of them all, actually.
You can see Delphin's literally biting his tongue for what he was going to say. He's not going to say it out loud.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh!
So what are you doing, kids? What are you doing? You're going to keep talking it out?
So-
I mean, it's late morning.
So you guys keep alluding to something you need to do. What is it? Can we help? You've helped me with something. I think it's kind of fair I return the favour.
Honestly, no. This is not for anyone other than my race of people to deal with.
We're waiting on information, further information. We're hoping it'll come soon now that the city was.
Well, coincidentally, as I understand it, I'll point to Ari, we have somebody here who knows the place and the best ways of finding channels of information. Maybe they can help.
It's that kind of information that might be the problem.
Listen, look, we're here to try and help you as best we can. Like, if you don't want our help, that's fine. But, as Delphin's just pointed out, might not be very good with the whole aberration, weird things coming out of people, whatever. I know the area. I can at least help with that.
Ari,
do not.
Go ahead, brother.
I do not We do not think that you are offering out of a place of badness, but this is a place that you should never find, that you should never go, and it's information we need about it that you should never be allowed to know.
Right, but you don't know the information, for example, that if you go off the road, that's not a good time. You know? Like, if you're going to head into that forest, you don't know that until just now when I told you.
And I literally grew up in a place that was filled with books of demonic lore. Hidden knowledge is kind of a thing I do.
Then Griff's helped us God knows how many times.
And Griff's here too.
Griff is
I'm
currently,
sorry.
as bad as it sounds, Griff is also someone who, unless I'm very much mistaken, has saved everyone here's life, and you wouldn't be able to do the mission without.
Listen, Dalefin, it's not... Accepting help from yourself and Griff would be fine. It would be acceptable. If we allow Ari to help, Ari, I'm not kidding, you will be killed. Simply for who you are.
Because I'm human.
Correct.
It's not just aberrations that we have to protect our people from.
How far into the woods did you sit?
Well, literally, like,
The edge?
we are on,
Yeah,
like, if that's the woods to there, we are, like, outside of the woods.
Okay.
Edge of the wood.
Ari would have made sure they wouldn't have gone off the path.
That's okay. So it is late morning. You are all having your conversation. You hear the tinkling of soft chain against metal. There is a smell of a fresh autumn morning catches all three of your senses. The smells, the sounds. All three? Sorry, Dale, Finn, Kesfion, Andrew.
Okay.
I
was like...
In my head, I know what I was saying. You get a sensory overload of an autumn's fresh morning. Ari and Griff, you hear the chain on the soft chain on metal. You, all five of you, hear the soft crunching of leaves. But if you were to look at the floor this time of year in Ravenholm and the amount of times it rains around here, there's not a lot of crunchy leaves. And on the edge, doesn't step off from the edge, you see a tall, gold-plated, with silver white chainmail, white bright gold trim robes under the armour. They are long blonde hair that's all in tight braids. There's no bit of the hair that is not braided, all hanging down round the shoulders and down the back of the head. Their goatee is blonde. They stand there with a huge lance that is wrapped in silver and white gold. You can see the difference between the silver and the white gold as it spirals up this incredibly ornate lance in their hand. The gold plate armour, silver white chain, no helm. There is no decoration on the armour. It's just exactly as you see it. And in a slow, gravel-esque voice, you hear, "Children of Summer Breeze, I welcome you to the Forest of Copper, where my lady Jezerit will await." And he sort of turns his arm, and you look past him, and there is a very, almost like you've got this dark, miserable, rainy forest in the surrounding area, and then right behind him, there is like someone's cut out a piece of this forest and replaced it with trees and like real tall. They're wide trees, but they're straight up. None of this thick overhanging, and the entire forest behind him. In this little area that he shows, looks like the trees are made of copper, and there is a very brass, coppery, those sort of colour hues of light beyond him into a forest that is clearly not the one. Like it's like it's layered upon it. It doesn't fit the surrounding areas. Ari, give me a wisdom save.
Oh, okay, we're all right. Hopefully, fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
yeah.
14.
Cool. As this slow grammar voice says, "Welcome to the Forest of Copper," he turns, looks straight at you. His eyes bear into your soul, and you hear, "I am the ward of the Forest of Copper. You know me as Culain the Lance Lord," and you pass out. And we'll call it there. End of session.
You're in my
kids.
realm now, bish.
So.
Well, we did try and tell you.
We did try and warn you.
Wow, that was ridiculous.
That was a heavy session.
Whoa,
Heavy.
a lot of stuff happened there. Lots and lots of stuff.
Oh,
So,
what a surprise.
You're not possessed.
What
You
makes you
just
think
got
you're
a little
possessed?
bit of something.
Oh, my
a little
notes.
special.
My notes came out good. I was
Je
like,
ne
I've
sais
heard
quoi.
Forest of Copper before. Ha ha ha.
So,
That means.
where's the camera?
It's right in front of you.
Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for playing players. That's session 7 out of the way. Session 8 next week. They are now left the city of Ebendorf and will be entering the Forest of Copper. Who knows what happens in the Fey Wilds? So we shall see. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope you watch us later on and join us and follow us and all that palaver. Tell your friends, tell everyone, come watch us. It's been great. Remember next Wednesday, the 17th. It should now be in the break time slideshow if you haven't seen it, and look out on Facebook and such. Jade will be running Vampire the Masquerade for some new people who've never played it before. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Should be loads of fun. So thank you very much. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. Stay sane.
Raid.
Raid. We're raiding. We're gonna raid. We're gonna raid Ashana. One of our. She's not on.
I remembered and everything.
She's not on.
Oh, she's gone offline. No,
She's
Garblag's
gone
on.
offline. Garblag. Why can't I see Garblag? We're gonna raid somebody else. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, kids. We're gonna raid someone. Thank you very much, Elme. Night all. Thank you very much. See you next week. Garblag. Hang on, I just need to remember how to do this.
One day I'll remember.
Please hold, your call is important to us.
It's never. Jesus.
Dance time.
Right, good night all. Night. We're gonna do it. Say bye-bye, players. Say bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye, players. Red. We're gonna raid. Remember the raid.